I am back for more chaos in Cube Chaos. Last episode, lived and died by the gun, brother, and the Eldritch Horror, but that's beside the point. We're gonna do a new run today. If you missed last episode, I'd recommend you go watch it because we at least explain a little about what the game is. You can find that on the channel. Went up probably yesterday if I upload these the way I expect to. Less random again because I think that's fun. I don't fully understand like what everything does in the game, but I think it's good to play some different characters and classes and species, etc., etc. So we are a rogue devourer today. I have not played as the rogue or the devourer, so this should be interesting. Every 40 seconds, add a free incursion to your hand, which allows me to place cubes on the enemy's side. Okay. That's crazy. Am I the only one that thinks that that's like completely insane? That seems insane to me. And then the Devourer, after an ally damages a cube, the victim has a 20% chance to gain 5 infested. Choose what bursts forth in the infested's demise. Okay. And then the Rogue plus Devourer, after a cube gains an ability, it gains an infested. Okay, let's go into the run. I think it's easier. Again, I'm gonna play with no nightmares, man, because I'm terrified of them. Let's get into a run and then let's figure out what some of this stuff does. So we have a time bomb. This dies after 6 seconds. Before it dies, deal 3 damage to every cube up to 2 spaces away. So the incursion that we're gonna receive could allow me to place a time bomb next to the enemy. That's definitely fair game. I don't know how good it is. I mean, it's literally 3 damage. Before this dies, deal 1 damage to touching cubes. I mean, I guess it's a little more than 3 damage, but it's not much, is the reality. Poisoner's Kit, 60 mana. Before an enemy takes damage, apply poison. Okay, I mean, that's really good, right? So the enemy is just going to... Enemy's just gonna take damage from poison every time. I mean, we're gonna poison every time they take damage. That's really good, right? Toothy Barrier. Regen 8 heals 1 HP 8 times per minute. Okay. And it has Retaliate. This is basically the Eldritch Horror again, but it's not... It doesn't hurt me. This is an amazing unit for me. The Strange Crawler. Crawler, sorry. Sorry, I forgot how to read for a second. Every 2 seconds, move forward. Every 1.5 seconds, deal 2 damage to every touching enemy and neutral, and it has climbing. Before this is blocked from moving horizontally, move upwards. Okay. I mean, we can probably just send out a storm of strange crawlers. And then the Unstable Egg. Every 10 seconds, deal 0 damage to this. After this takes damage, a 20% chance to gain strength. Before this dies, deal a damage to touching cubes. Okay, so it's going to take damage, but it's going to take 0 damage, right? And then it's going to gain strength at a 20% chance. Before it dies, deal a damage to touching cubes. So there's an idea here of we could get a... Well, except he's going to gain strength, which is going to do damage to itself. I love this idea, though, for some reason, because I love the idea of building... This is basically a time bomb, but it's a time bomb in the sense of the definition of time bomb, not a time bomb in the sense of this game's time bomb. We can incursion to put this on the enemy's side. Is that an accurate assessment? I think potentially it is. And then we would be able to put this down right next to the boss and just have it sit and do damage to itself to then create a huge chunk of damage. I think that's a lot of fun. And then we have Join the Swarm. After this is created, check the name of the cube below. Every cube in your hand with that name gains Swarm and loses any infested. And it has infested 5. After this dies, create the first swarm cube from the player's hand, which has a different name and costs at most 5. I have no clue what this means. Literally, I have no clue what this means. So I'm going to ignore it, which is what I do in most cases when I have no clue what something means. Yeah, so every 40 seconds add a free incursion to your hand. That's still crazy to me. I am also going to... I think it would be intelligent to put down... We can up our speed a little. I think it's intelligent to put down a poisoner's kit. Because that's just going to be strong, right? It's going to be really strong. And then every 40 sec... Okay, don't hit my poisoner's kit. We should get down some walls as well here. Like, that would be intelligent too. This guy just kind of ran out like crazy, but that's okay. So here's my incursion. After this is created, gain ownership of the position in front of you. Only you can place in that position, and this dies. So I can... Oh, okay. Allows you to place cubes on the enemy's side, but it's gonna take me like a while to do that. Because I can still only place the incursion on my side, but I gain access to the tile to the right of it. Interesting. And it has infested one. After this dies, create the first swarm cube from the player's hand. Okay. And then I get another one back. And then, yeah, so every 40 seconds we can do that. The reality is, like, I'm kind of struggling with, that's not super effective, man. After this dies, create the first swarm cube from the player's hand, which has a different name and costs at most 1. And then this guy, after this is created, check the name of the cube below. Every cube in its hand. So let's... That... Okay. We gotta think about this. I think that the reality is that in the early game here, just send these guys, right? There's not really much else of a play for us than just sending over some chaos. And then this guy should be getting poisoned now. Yeah, so he's got poison 10. It's like ridiculously strong. He is healing a decent chunk, but I mean it's not gonna be... It's gonna be disgusting. You will just get obliterated. Okay, we can work with this, for sure. After this dies, create a large warrior slime. Energy generation. Every minute, gain 4 energy. After a differently named ally is placed to give it strength equal to the energy on this. And then it dies. That's interesting. Definitely. It's definitely interesting. To the point where I think that it's good. I'm gonna go down because I think a double elite is a lot of fun. After an enemy which costs 40 or more mana dies, gain 5 mana. Okay, every 30 seconds if you have debt, your starting leader deals 3 damage to all debt collectors. Okay, every 10 seconds a random surface neutral turn. Every 10 seconds, a random surface neutral turns... A random surface neutral turns allied. Sorry, sometimes commas are extremely useful. 60% chance to negate movement of enemies above allies. Just give me the top one, okay? I'm not vibing with most of those. Now, I have no money. So, strange imports. Perks / mechanics from other games. Okay. I mean, dude, these are all great games, to be honest with you. Every 30 seconds, every ally throws a candle forward. I do think that we're kind of in like a swarming enemies build. So I think that that's good. Each created ally starts with 8 food and 3 watered. Allied movement / damage is doubled but consumes 1 food per water, consuming HP if unavailable. That's kind of bad, to be honest with you. Start of the battle creates a Stygian die above my starting leader. Every 30 seconds, it deals damage equal to its value to the frontmost enemy and then re-rolls. I think that's fine, man. it's not super, like, this seems game winning to me. Reset heat every 30 seconds. After placing a cube, refund 10% of cost and gain 1 heat. At 3+ heat, give cubes with that name in your hand burning. Give me the candles. I'm now in debt, which is a scary... It's a scary proposition, I think. Keep in mind that we're now going to have debt collectors coming after me, which is concerning for sure. But I think that we have at least like an ounce of a plan here. Oh, these guys also do that. Yeah, I guess all allies do that. That includes these guys. Now that I'm like thinking about this. Okay. I mean, that's fine. Let's start sending some units. This is the only way that we're going to have any chance of doing anything is by sending out these units. Again, incursions, I mean, I get the value. I can now place units like all the way over here, which is disgusting. That's definitely insanely strong to be able to do that. Because I'm now one step closer to the enemy side every time. And then I can just, like, continue to place incursions over. Is really good, actually. I know that I'm kind of, like, downplaying the incursion, but the incursion is disgustingly solid for us. So, yeah, I mean, this is... We're in good shape on this run, is what I'm going to say. I think that we've created something that is... It may not look effective right now, but we can build around this in a way that it's going to be extraordinarily effective moving forward. Especially, like, the incursions, man. They're so good. They're so good. This guy has poison 24 right now. Sorry, I'm maxed out on my mana. I have to send it. I don't like being in debt in this game. The debt collectors are very annoying. This fight would have been long over if we didn't have debt collectors, so I do feel good about that. Every 30 seconds, give 5 extra HP to a random allied leader with less than 1,000 HP. Okay, I mean, that seems fine to me. After a non-add-on ally is placed, so this I can put regen on an enemy. Every second, create a healing laser beam. Dude, just give me growth. I think that's fine. Consumable, choose up to 1 perk to exchange for a random same value perk. I don't really care, to be honest. Let's fight. I think we're still in pretty good shape here. Still have no clue what to do with join the swarm, man. Like, I got questions about that. And I don't have any answers to any of the questions about that. So, it's fine, right? It's fine. Let's start to think a little differently about some of this. I think that having a strength project is a very good idea in the early game. I just murdered it. That's actually, like, kind of annoying. After a differently named ally is placed. So we would have to let the strength build up, man. And then send out a unit. So, like, you now have generated 4 energy, right? And then, I mean, now I'm taking damage. So, yeah, I mean, I can dump out some of these guys to have a little extra strength on them. But, I mean, come on, right? I don't really think that it's that good, is my honest opinion. Now, we melted you. Okay, I guess the guy in front having extra strength was actually really good. So maybe I am downplaying that a little bit. We would buff one big guy in the front, and then have a bunch of little guys behind them, and then they all send it. I think that's maybe okay. Every 10 seconds, accelerate all touching non-leader allies. I don't think I have... Well, no, you know what? Hold on. That's actually really interesting. because I could supercharge the strength. I love it. My favorite thing that I do in videos and in games is when I very confidently tell you this is trash and then base my entire build around it. It is a problem, okay? It's a problem. After an infested non-leader ally creates a cube without swarm, I have no clue what that means, man, which is still a problem. In the first minute of each battle, refund a third of the mana cost of any placed allies. That seems good. That seems good. Every 90 seconds, every cube in your hand heals itself for 1 HP and deals 1. No, do this, man. Do this. And then boss battle. So we're gonna play this differently, okay? The idea here is to gear, with then a strength project. Well, I had to make sure to play that differently, I guess. So it would be get up to a high amount, and then this strength goes here, and then a gear on top of it. So this would be the vibe. Now this guy is like hella buffed, man. Well, okay, he's not actually. Because it played it in a different order. Yeah, that makes sense. So we want, okay, well, we would do this, and then this. So now this guy is getting buffed to produce the strength faster. And then that would allow us to dump out some crawlers. How close are you? I'm gonna eat a little damage. Okay, I know that looked insane. But now, this guy has 8 strength. Okay, the water is horrible. Yeah, that just, like, destroyed me, man. Maybe that's a bit of a problem for us. Yeah, maybe that's an issue. Maybe that's an issue. Let's rethink some of our life goals here, man. Yeah, water's bad. Water be like really terrible. Let's just get down some nice retaliation plays here, so that we can create a wall that is not going to harm us at any point in the future. And then we can continue to think about, I mean, how am I gonna hit you? I guess here's my new logic. Let's just incursion over, right? I gotta make sure that I'm not killing myself though. We can spend on these. The thing is, the enemy is going to take damage, man. Yeah, because the water is hitting the enemies as well. So my poison machines are actually, they're doing a lot for me at this point. That's actually kind of sick. And then we can just keep on incursioning over with the idea of dropping a unstable egg on top of you. The thing is, you're gonna die before that because your poison, yeah, your poison is chonking, man. It's chonking. This is actually a GG, believe it or not. As long as I can outplace their water, yeah, okay, it's over. It's just mechanics like that, man. It's just weird. There's just like some weird stuff in the game. And it makes you think about what you're doing in your life. Every 2 seconds move forward. Every 1.5 seconds deal 3 damage to every touching enemy and neutral. After this kills a cube, move forward. Dude, this is the end game. This is our play. Because now, let's upgrade our perks, right? I mean, I don't actually think I care about any of this, but this is, I'm gonna tell you, we don't have the money for this. Let's just leave. There's ideas here that I really sincerely like. I also did not look at what the negative effect was on this one, so that's a little scary. I do still like the gear. I do still like the growth. I mean, I actually like a lot of this. I think I don't need the unstable egg anymore. I'm stuck with this guy. I still don't really know what Join the Swarm does, and that's fine. We're experimenting with other mechanics today. So the idea here is that we gear up to this position, right? Then we will place down a strength project. Okay. We need ways to increase our mana cap. That's really the huge one, man, is increasing our mana cap. Now the tunnel bore, this guy is just slowly generating energy, which is amazing, right? This is coming at me pretty fast, decaying some of my stuff, but that's okay. You've got 4 energy. I'm gonna need you to have more energy. You did just wipe like a lot of my board, which is kind of messed up. As soon as that finishes and he has 8 energy, which is now, I'm gonna place down a tunnel bore that has 8 more damage on it. And he's just going to go, which is amazing. Then I think you need to get a... Because we still want to be able to deal the poison to people as this comes. So you get down one of these. I think the gear is still very interesting to me. But we have to figure out... I mean, like, gear on this is a really good idea. Okay, so tunnel bore, go crazy, brother. It's disgusting. It's doing 11 damage a second to things. And it's basically not taking any damage in the process. I mean, it's going to go over and then just kill the enemy easily. Okay, yeah, that's a win con for sure. I love that idea. After this is created, kill all non-leader cubes. After this is placed, generate negative 1,000 mana. This is a horrible idea. Let's not do that. Efficient wall. After this is created, cubes with the same name in your hand cost 1 less. We don't need that either. Every 10 seconds, heal all touching allies for 1 health. Is this actually okay? I could put multiple of them in my hand. No, hold on. I think I understand something. Let's take a look at our inventory here in a second. I'm going double elite. So swarm. After this is created, check the name of the cube below. Every cube in your hand with that name gains swarm. I'd still like to know what swarm means. Can we search swarm in... Okay, that's just like that's too much to understand. How about gameplay, time control? These are all... there's a lot in here, man. There's a lot. No, leave. Get out of there. We can do what we're doing with just the tunnel bore, okay? But I have to play this a little bit more cautiously. There are some lads coming. Which means that, to be honest with you, I need to lay down some of these guys to handle... If you're going to dump out enemies, I need to... Okay, this is actually really bad. This is really bad. They're just coming, man. They're just coming, and I can't really stop them. So some walls will be useful because that will... I mean, dude, they're actually just... They are extremely strong. And now you've set up a gun. We got major issues on this one. I like to think that this is going to sustain us. But I don't think this is going to sustain us. It's actually, we're just getting our asses wiped. Okay, I will lose this fight, and it was not close. So, enemies swarming me early, I can't handle. That's good to know, okay? That's good to know. We're gonna work with that. We're gonna work with that. Every 5 seconds, create. I'm not gonna use things unless I feel I desperately need them, right? I think the safe play at the beginning is to create some semblance of a wall, right? We get the wall going so that we halt any, like, major issues that they have. Oh, you're, like, just far enough in... the candles are kind of annoying, man. They're kind of annoying. Because you're actually... It's making it harder to circumnavigate the position. Okay. Just keep placing walls. I think that if we want to be, like, super safe, what I don't mind the idea of doing... Yeah, the candles, I gotta get rid of that, man. I gotta get rid of that. I wonder if there's a way to trash a perk, because it's actually harming what we're doing, because it's destroying stuff before we get any, like, progress. Because we can put down these gears, right? And I can put down a bunch of gears here. But then the issue is that as soon as I put down this strength project, because these gears are going to start shooting freaking stuff into you. So now the strength project is out, which is lovely. And it's going to be buffing and creating stuff. It now has its 8 energy. I send out my tunnel bore. And then behind the tunnel bore, you just buff him with a couple lads. The tunnel bore is going to head over and then annihilate you. That's our only win con, but we're making it harder on ourselves in the process. So I think that we can make this better. Every second, if there's an enemy in one of the 2 positions in front, deal 2 damage to all cubes in that position. I'm going to tell you, I don't think any of these are useful, but I like the brick wall. Can I just straight up candle throwing disable this perk? Okay, good. I'm very happy that's an option. Get curses and perks in equal measure. The text is so tiny, man. After an ally is created, 10% chance it shoots a 2 damage projectile forward. No, I mean, this is literally candles again. I can't do that. This gives me 8 rogues, which means that I'm going to create 8 incursions in my hand every 40 seconds. Is that crazy? Yeah, that seems crazy. Enemy leaders take 1 less damage from cubes in the same row. This is 24 of this curse, though. So he would take 24 less damage from cubes in the same row. We can't do that, man. That's absurd. Fun and funny, but absurd. None of these are good enough, is my opinion. After an enemy... Okay, it's just my headhunt times 2. Every 5 minutes, a random non-leader ally dies. That's fine. This is interesting to me. After you place an ally, a random allied leader gains 1 extra HP. After an ally is placed, it loses an HP. Dude, they're just not quite good enough, is my opinion. But I think that we can humor this one. Start with a free invasive dragon egg. After an ally deals damage, it creates a rapid bullet in front of itself. That's fine. Because stuff dealing damage is fine. After an ally is created, each touching ally gains 1 temp strength for 30 seconds. That's cool. Is that cool? I think it's fine. I think this is better. This is not going to be the same candle issue, man. I still think we have the win con. Let's just make it work. Now that we don't have candles, this should be much easier to bear here. And then I do think that there's something to be said about stacking gears behind our things here to make them just move faster, right? Now, you pack a little bit of a punch, for sure. I mean, you should die pretty soon after you get hit. Let's just create a nice wall at first. I mean, that does do a number to me, man. That does do a number to me. Okay, we need to get our boar out. We need to get our boar out. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then strength project here in a second. Okay. And then we prepare the boar. Gonna take some hits here. Gonna take some hits here. We have to get up to 100. Beautiful. My strength project is done, so that actually is a huge issue. Yeah, it's a massive, massive concern. You're going to kill me. Okay. Pleasant. Pleasant. But my boar is going. He is a lot weaker when he doesn't have 11 damage, man. So that's something that we like definitely have to think about, is he is not as effective. He is going, and he's doing okay stuff, but I'm half health. I mean, this is a boss fight, so there's... We need to play our cards right. That boar will be useful, but I gotta weather the storm. Let's take a look at some consumables. All allies heal themselves for their max HP. That seems really useful. Let's pop you. And that way, he now has back up to almost max on his health. I just gotta get through some of those spawners that they got. I mean, dude, he's doing a number to me, man. He's doing a number to me. My boar is dead. Okay. We need to create a buffed boar, man. This is the only possible approach we can go with. We have to... I can't now. I can't. Because that guy is a huge issue. He's just got too much health. He's got way too much health. Now, I placed one incursion wrong there. I can at least do a little bit of work there. I mean, maybe we try to just place a boar to fight this guy. Ah, it did not work. That did not work. I'm gonna die, man. I'm gonna probably die. I don't know. Maybe I won't die. Sending out the boar is useful. We just don't generate enough mana, man. We do not generate enough mana. Boar, I need you to really start doing some work over there. Creating this wall is nice. Okay, this is a hefty enough wall. Let's try to get a setup going. So strength project. He'll die. Okay, beautiful. And then it's prepare the boar. Well, I'm gonna take damage though. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna die. You gotta send out a boar, man. We're getting the mana refund now. That's screwing up everything. It's never ending. All of our perks hurt me, which is a huge issue, man. It's a huge issue. My perks are not effective. Now 3 boars is disgusting. I think that maybe I'm overcomplicating my life here. Oh god, I just placed like 100 incursions in one spot. Yeah, I mean we need to go back to what we know, which is swarming the enemy with units. Okay? I'm trying to play cute by doing something unique, and the reality is that this is so infinitely better to just body you. And you're dead. Okay. Good enough, to be honest with you. Crumbling Knight, sure. 10 minutes. Every 10 seconds, deal 2 damage to every enemy below a sand cube. Every minute, create a sandstorm above. Triplication Mirror. After a cube is created behind this, without being placed, kill it to create a copy of it in each of the 3 positions in front of this. Cube created without being placed. I don't even know how I would do that with my current setup. Probably with the swarm stuff that I don't understand, but It's beside the point. I don't think any of these are that good. I'm going to take the Swallowing Sands because it's interesting. I'm going to take my Curse. Start of the battle, cubes in your hand gain burning. Every minute, 5 seconds of additional time happen for all enemies. Every 15 seconds, just give me this, okay? And then an upgrade. Headhunt is, like, horrible now, is the issue. I can upgrade this, which I think is okay. I do think that I'm going to, once again, disable Headhunt. Which I know, it looks absurd, because I took a lot of time to get 3 of those. But it doesn't play into my strengths here to do that. Like, we have success on this run by buffing a boar. Okay? If I don't buff the boar, then we run into issues. I will also say that I think that having a poison ship down is a good idea so that we are doing poison damage to enemies. Now, we need to make sure that we're not killing stuff in the process. Hey, what is this insane thing that you have? We're gonna die, man. We don't scale quickly enough to do this. You have melted my leader. Maybe brick wall would be useful. I think that this is too expensive, man. The 20 mana is too expensive. I mean, they're coming and they're going to melt me, man. I cannot compete with this, I don't think. There is such a little chance of me ever competing with this because you are... Yeah. I'm gonna die, for sure. I appreciate the bullet that you just spewed out, but it's too little too late on this one, man. Yeah, we will get wiped here. Good night. Okay. Tough. That's a tough one. Let's gain a life. I suppose that at bare minimum is good. And then we gotta go. So we have a random dragon egg that we're gonna have. Brick wall is 15 mana. I just need time, right? I need time. So I think that we can do that. Let's remove time bomb because we're not using it. I know I just said I need time and then apparently that means not time bombs. But the brick wall... Dude, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. I still need... Now I'm just, like, taking hits from this thing. We're cooked, man. It's horrible. It's horrible. All of a sudden, this entire build fell apart real quick. Because we can't... I don't think that we can keep up with enemy action here. I mean, I did just get a bullet onto their leader, which is hilarious, but this continual damage we're taking is... It's going to kill me. I mean, I'm at 13 health. I'm going to die. I mean, we need these to dump out a lot of freaking bullets if we're going to have success here. Granted, all of a sudden, things look a lot better than they did moments prior, and the enemy is actually, like, taking some damage in this exchange. So, that's fine, right? That's fine. You did just melt a lot of this. The enemy does have poison on him, too. I know that I'm just sitting here placing a giant wall. But surprisingly effective is what I'm going to say because of the bullets that we're doing. Let's get some poison down as well. Because that way we're going to start really putting some poison damage on these guys. And then, to be honest with you, I mean, the incursions I might as well start using to send me extraordinarily into your zone. Okay, yeah. Guess what, sucker? I'm here. I made it. Let's just start putting units down over there. How are you going to defend me just dumping an onslaught of units on top of you? I mean, you are actually defending it. But it's... You're not defending it that much? Yeah, okay. Interesting. I feel like I learn a little bit more every time I play, man. Every third time this takes damage, deal 3 damage to the first enemy any distance in front with higher mana cost than the culprit. Inside rat. After a non-rat ally dies, if there's space, create a rat in its place that has all the abilities of the original rat. I actually like this. Because we have a lot of units that die, so I think that there's benefit in the rat here. Let's get rid of the gear and bring in the rat, okay? And then I think that the best case scenario still is start with a wall, okay? Because we need to be able to, and I'm going to speed up time a little bit here. We need to be able to weather the storm a little bit. And frankly, these producing bullets is a huge play. Then let's get our inside rat, okay? And then we want to protect the inside rat, so put up a brick wall. And then the walls get better the more you have them together, so let's keep those going too. This enemy is dead, for the record. Because now we can strength project, and then I'm going to send out a boar. And your life is over. It will not... It will be bad for you momentarily. Okay? Unfortunately, because I never gained any additional mana, it wasn't, like, as effective, the boar. The boar can be insane, is my honest opinion. It could end up being absolutely absurd. I think that we've reached a point where, like, this is our run. So let's figure out how we can make that work, right? I don't need this. After an ally damages an enemy, 30% chance to catch it on fire. That's okay. Before your starting leader takes damage, there's an ally behind it. All is negated. And it deals that much damage to the other ally. This is crazy, man. Because now we just... Let's also make sure... We're going to pop all of our things, because this is final fight, right? Let's put a stack of brick walls behind our leader. And then we'll prepare our wall, right? So the bees are coming over. This is good. They're just going to cause a mess. And that's very free for me, which is nice with our consumables. We've already melted most of the enemy. This will be a GG because that consumable for the bees is crazy, man. It's like absurdly strong. Your ass is dead. I mean, the bees just, they actually annihilated you. Okay, never mind. All of a sudden, I'm very afraid. Come on, one bee. There we go. The most anticlimactic ending of all time, man. I'll take the black hole. But that's the run. I'm gonna end it and enjoy. Someday I'll probably go in and do more, but I just want to get some reps going and understand where things go. 15 new cubes unlocked with that upgrade. The Cryomancer class unlocked. Very exciting. And another good run of Cube Chaos. If you enjoyed, as always, liking the video, much appreciated. Hopefully gonna do a little bit more. I have a lot of fun with this game despite thinking I'm terrible at it and then also winning it every time I play it. So you tell me where that's all at. But I'm having a good time. Thanks so much for watching. As always, liking the video, much appreciated. See you in the next one. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.